Welcome back to Chris Goes Exploring. In this episode, we have quite a dramatic change of plan which sees us back on the road and back doing what we love best, travelling around Australia. And in this episode, we happily announce another member to the family. So stay tuned and see what we've been up to in these past few months down under. So at this point, we've been living the dream up at Brisbane for a couple of months. We've been trying to get jobs and houses and get our life set up in Brisbane, but things are about to take a massive change of direction, to which our good mates, Lisa and Lana, invited us for drinks at the coolest flat in all of Gold Coast, before the never-ending story of us not having a bloody clue what's going to happen next continues.
So for the last few months, Lisa and I have been in Brisbane, and we've been staying at a friend's house whilst trying to set our lives up and get things like work, get accommodations, like long-term renting somewhere. Just trying to start our new lives in like South Queensland or northern New South Wales area. And we've been pretty unsuccessful, to be honest. I mean, Christmas has been over that period of time, which didn't help anything because everywhere's shut, and then New Year obviously. But it's been dragging on a bit. Now, just the other day, Lisa got an offer, an amazing job offer in Melbourne. And even though Melbourne isn't, the place that we were hoping to end up, it's still Australia and it's still amazing. So screw it. So we've packed up our car and we're back en route. Currently we're at Lennox Head, which is a viewpoint of the town next to Byron Bay. And it's the first time I've been here and it's amazing. Like the view is, you can see for yourself, incredible. Now Melbourne is somewhere we've lived before for about 6 months back in 2018/19, just before COVID. And we had a great time there, but we lived right in the city, like in a really busy area of the city, which was really good, but not really our thing. This time, we're going to hopefully live near a place called Mornington, or Rye, which is on the bay, and it's right by the beach, and it's a place we used to go to as much as we could when we lived in Melbourne, but it was like an hour and a half to get there, so we didn't do it as much as we would have liked to. Which, isn't here where we were aiming for, but it's close enough for now. The main problem that we faced here in southern Queensland, northern New South Wales, is the housing crisis going on at the moment. There's a full-on rental crisis, and as such, every time we go for a rental inspection, there's like 20 other people there. 20! It's ridiculous. We probably went to 20 rental inspections. We applied for maybe like 6 different properties, didn't get any of them. We're really struggling. Now, yes, the rental crisis is countrywide, but in Melbourne there seems to be a lot more properties available, and they're a much, much cheaper price, and generally you get higher income, so it balances out a bit better. Yeah, as much as we want to stay here, it wasn't meant to be at this point. This is a future task, a future project.
These birds are lovingly known in Australia as bin chickens, because that's exactly where you can find them in the cities. However, if you go into the farms and the sort of like rural country, they're known as farmers' friends because they eat all the bugs and they look pretty awesome. Now, when we were in Adelaide, we met a couple of legends who tipped us off about a place called Forster and the Lakes, which is a random obscure place on the coast that we'd be passing, so we thought we'd pop in and see if it lived up to the hype. We had a campsite that was an absolute dream and a sunset which is one of the best I'd ever seen, and it just kept getting better and better. What a spot this was. Loved it. This is a dog beach as well. Seems like all the beaches here are dog beaches, which is great.
So having done this drive a few times before, this time we wanted to visit some places that we've not been before. So obviously we've been to like Byron and all your typical places like that before, which are amazing. But this time we wanted to focus on small coastal towns down here. And we've been really enjoying it because they're places that we've never actually made the effort to go to before. Right now, we're in a place called the Lakes, or an area called the Lakes Way, which is just south of Forster. And I've got to say, this might be one of my favourite places that I've ever seen in Australia. Amazing lakes, where we sat down yesterday to watch the sunset, and the reflection was just breathtaking. We've got tropical looking beaches everywhere, a national park which is stunning, and the best climate. It's nowhere near as humid as Brisbane, but equally it's not as dry as Melbourne. It's like something in between. We really like it here. I think this is going to be a place that we visit a few more times. So yeah, Forster. Lisa and I were just saying this is the most awesome blend of places that we've been to. We've got like the sea looks just like the sea in Bali. Just something about it, the colour of it, the waves, like everything. It just looks like exactly South Bali to be specific. Looks exactly the same. The beach, super Australian because there's not a single piece of plastic on it at all, like completely litter free. You could spend a whole day here and not find any plastic. The cliffs over there look just like Cornwall, where I'm from, really rugged looking. This hill here just looks exactly like South Germany, which is the region that Lisa's from. This is just like the ultimate blend. And then obviously you've got the lakes, which is kind of similar to like Scotland and places like that. Such a good place. So Lisa did some research while I was driving and she found a place called Narooma. And Narooma has two things. It's got a place called Australia Rock, which is apparently a gap in a rock that looks like Australia, and seals. So we're here, we've parked up, and just behind us, we see him? No, there. Seal. Having a scratch.
So this spot is called Narooma and it's quite near to Canberra but on the New South Wales coast. Well worth a visit just to see these legends. Now to my knowledge, I think this place is best known for Australia Rock, which is a hole in a rock that looks exactly like the country of Australia, which is pretty weird, but nonetheless, there it is. It's pretty spot on if you ask me.
One of our favourite things in Australia has got to be when you find a little place like this with no one around and you park up on some gravelly track somewhere and you walk down and you're like the only ones on the beach and you're in like properly wilderness, amazing beaches. And really we haven't experienced that since we left WA, which was a long time ago. But now we're in Mallacoota, which is in Victoria. We've just crossed New South Wales into Victoria border. And this place is pretty awesome. We're currently at a place called Secret Beach, and it's not a complete secret. There are some other cars here, but not many. And I mean, just take a look around. Take a look around. How cool that is. Awesome.
So we continued towards Melbourne and eventually we arrived at Rye, which is right down on the Mornington Peninsula, one of our favourite spots. A few days later, one of Lisa's oldest friends invited us for a camping trip in a place called Wilson's Prom. Now Wilson's Prom, along with Rottnest Island, are my favourite national parks in all of Australia. Such good places. The weather was a bit windy, but we saw some freaking wombats in the wild, which was amazing. We get to hang out with some really good mates, and just generally the wildlife here is unbelievable.
That thing will destroy your car. It's like hitting a boulder. They're dense.
Yeah. Like a little bulldog.
Mm.
How small his back legs are.
How chilly is.
Yeah, he doesn't give a crap, does he? So all of the animals in national parks in Australia, including the fish, are protected by law, even to the extent that pet dogs are completely banned in all national parks in Australia, which means the animals get almost semi-domesticated because I guess they know they're untouchable, which is actually really nice. So often you can feed them from your hands or they'll come right up to you, and you can see this all around Australia.
He said yes.
That's behind you. That's living.
Is this real life? Are you serious? It's a wild bird.
It's comfortable, my friend.
So we said goodbye to our newfound animal mates in Wilson's Prom, and our people mates as well. We picked up the keys for our new rental house that we just sorted, and we went shopping for stuff to put in it.
So we've just picked up our new queen mattress, and for some reason we didn't see it coming that it wouldn't quite fit in the ute, but I think we're going to make it work.
It's actually a king mattress, mate.
Did I say king or queen?
You said queen.
Oh no.
The joys of moving across the world is that when you arrive, all you've really got is your suitcases and obviously the car that we bought. So now we've got this big house that we're renting and absolutely sod all to put in it. Although I suppose part of the fun is buying, you know, new furniture, new TVs. Facebook Marketplace was an absolute godsend at this point. The bank balance didn't like it very much. These were the boxes that arrived in the post. They've been on a container ship for the past 3 months. We haven't seen them for coming up to a year. So to be honest, pretty much forgot what was in them. So that was exciting. So this is the house that we're renting, and this is the view from just above the house that we're renting. We're 300 metres from this beach, which is the inner basin for Melbourne, which is completely flat most of the time. However, on the back beaches, so just behind us on the other coast, 15-minute drive, we've got rugged and much more impressive looking landscape that's completely different to the basin side. And that's really the joy of being on a peninsula. You're not just stuck to one beach or one coastline, we've got multiple, which is awesome. These back beaches and this coastline is covered in footpaths, so it's such a good spot for, you know, walking around and exploring on not so hot days. So after a bit of a moment of realisation, Lisa and I realised that now was the ultimate time to get a dog. We were looking for rescue dogs for a while, couldn't find one, ended up getting a puppy, and here he is. Who's this?
It's Kernow.
Kernow.
To the camera, baby boy.
Hey Kernow. How are you?
Sleepy. Where are you? Are you going home?
He's going home. He's a beach babe. So such a good thing about renting a property in Victoria is there's a company called VCAT, which is a government or state-run company. And basically, if you want a pet, they've got your back and they'll fight your case for you. And I've never known that to exist anywhere else in the world. And what an absolute blessing, because it means that we could have a pet, we could have a little dog in a rental house, which is a situation that I've never come across before. Lisa has wanted a dog for so long. And so have I. And the fact that it's a Labrador, one of the nicest dogs ever, is absolutely perfect. We love him to bits, and I feel like the feeling's mutual. So brace yourself for the next 2 minutes of pure puppy footage. Whoa, here we go. Welcome to the world, little Kernow.
Frowden and Kernow have to stay in here until they're both toilet trained.
So the name Kernow is actually how you say Cornwall in Cornish, which is a language, an old language in the UK. And Cornwall is the place that I used to live and that Lisa and I married, and it's obviously very close to us. So yeah, our little chocolate boy is called Kernow.
Sit. Good boy. Good boy. And then lie down. Sit. Lie down. Good boy. Good boy.
Kernow. Hey Kernow. Oh, sit. Hey, Kernow. Kernow, sit. Good boy.
Sit. Sit. Good boy. This is your first pig's ear. Let's see if you like it. Good boy.
So this is our local beach, and this is where we live, and it's an area called Saftey Beach, which is a weird name, but it's sandwiched in between Dromana and Mount Martha, down on the Mornington Peninsula, and we couldn't be happier here. We hear that in summer apparently it gets pretty crazy with tourists and people parking all over the place. We haven't experienced that ourselves yet, but we've got a garage and we've got our own parking spot and everything, so it shouldn't be a problem. Most evenings we pop over to the beach to try and catch the sunset, because the sun sets down over the bay, so it almost looks like it's going over the sea, even though of course it's actually going over land. Because we're only 300 meters away, I carry my paddleboard from the garage to the beach. I just leave it inflated in the garage. Super easy walk, and to be honest, it's makes me so happy that I can do this. I've never been in a situation where I could just take a casual stroll to the beach before.
So quite a lot has changed since I last spoke to camera. I probably haven't really filmed much at all in the last 2 weeks because it's been pretty hectic, in a good way. So upon arriving in Melbourne, obviously Lisa started work and I had to sort out a house. I went to so many different house viewings here, and we found the area that was like perfect for us. It was a decent commute to like civilization, yet at the same time it was right next to this beach. We're literally a 3-minute walk to where we are now, which is incredible. It's 300 meters. So short that I can just carry my paddleboard from the garage straight to here, which is I'm so happy about. At the same time, obviously I've been looking for work as well, and I've had quite a few interviews. I've been offered a couple of jobs, but none really that I'm massively interested in. So we thought how better to use this time, and obviously I've got a lot of free time at the moment, than to get a puppy. So we did. So we've got a little Labrador, a little chocolate Labrador. We called him Kernow, which is Cornish for Cornwall, which is the place that we used to live back in England. And he's amazing. He's been quite unwell since we first got him. We got him at 8 weeks old, and he had, it turns out he had a bladder infection and another infection in his poo. But yeah, he's on the mend now. We've taken him to the vets a few times. He's got all his antibiotics and everything that he needs, and he's on the mend. Now there are some huge pros and huge cons for where we chose to live in Melbourne in the end. We're not really in Melbourne, we're an hour and a half south of Melbourne, in an area called Mornington Peninsula. And I guess the pros are, the water here is like crystal clear, and there's like no waves or anything. It's perfect for paddleboarding or kayaking or going out on a boat or snorkeling or anything like that. It's pretty much never wavy here, which is incredible. Crystal clear. Oh, and barely any sharks as well. There's been no recorded shark fatalities here since I think it was like 1964 or something like that, so it's completely unrealistic, which is amazing. But yeah, on the back beaches, which are like the other coasts on the other side of the peninsula, it's super wavy and surfy and like really hectic looking, like aggressive coastline. So this really is best of both in terms of like nature. We're super happy here. Downsides, well, I guess it's the weather, the climate. So it's not tropical here. It's not desertous either, like Perth, but it's not tropical like Brisbane and stuff. So it's like, it has seasons. So in the winter, it actually gets to like, I don't know, like 10 degrees, something like that, which, yeah, I know 10 degrees isn't cold, but when you're not acclimatized to it, it kind of is cold. Especially the houses will have single glazing, and they're just, nothing's really built for 10 degrees, you know what I mean? But in the summers here, it'll be into the 40s. Right now, we're in the, what are we on now? We're in the autumn, so it's not summer anymore, but it's still a beautiful day. It's 27 degrees. It's been like this pretty consistently for the last week. Pretty awesome. Overall, we've made the right decision, 100%. I think overall at the moment we are extremely happy with how everything's gone. You know, we live in a dream location. We've got a permanent visa, so we don't have to leave anytime ever. We've got a little puppy dog. Lisa loves her job. This location is so unbelievably good. I guess the only thing left is for me to get a good job, one that I actually enjoy, like the one I had in England. I was a teacher, loved it, really loved it. Don't know if that's going to be an option for me here, because it would mean redoing some qualifications that I've already got, because they're not Australian standards, which is extremely annoying. But perhaps it's an opportunity to, you know, try something new. So yeah, we're literally just loving life. I mean, look, this is my life right now. I'm just chilling on a stand-up paddleboard in the sea, feet dangling in the water. It's not even summer, it's just a beautiful day. It's fucking amazing. So that brings me to the middle of March 2024. Thank you for subscribing, thanks for watching. I'll keep you updated with whatever happens next, who knows what that will be. And yeah, catch you later. Bye.
What are you doing in there? Do you think this is your house?
Ice cream.
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 Quicker,
Ice
quicker,
cream, ice cream,
quicker.
Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream.